Grievance resulting from the management policies include wage rates, leave policy, overtime, lack of career planning, role conflicts, lack of regard for collecting agreement, disparity between skills of worker, job responsibility, poor safety and bad physical condition. Grievance resulting from interpersonal factor includes autocratic leadership style of superior, poor relation with superior. Okay. So this is all about industrial relation. Now labor welfare. Labor welfare include anything that is done for the comfort and improvement of employee and is provided over and above the age. Employee welfare include monitoring of working condition, creation of industrial harmony throughout infrastructure for health, industrial relation, insurance against disease, accident, unemployment for worker and their family. Okay. Labor welfare have following objective. It provides better life and health to worker. The basic feature of labor welfare measures are include various facilities, service, amenities provide to workers. Okay. This is all about welfare or labor welfare or employee welfare. Okay. Now some of the employee welfare law in India are Factory Act 1948. Yeah, please note down these acts. This has been asked in exam. The date is very important. Maternity Benefit Act 1961. Maternity Benefit Act 1961. Employee State Insurance Act ESI Act 1948. Statutory benefits are, what are statutory benefits? Yeah, drinking water, at least working place, safety, hygiene, drinking water should be provided. Facility for sitting, in every organization, especially factory, suitable sitting arrangement are to be provided. First aid appliances should be there. And then Employee Provident Fund Scheme 1958. After that, Payment of Bonus Act 1965. Statutory welfare benefits are, in this act, statutory benefits are drinking water, facility for sitting, first aid, canteen facility, lighting, washing places, changing room, rest room, mid-claim insurance scheme, sexual harassment policies to protect the employee from harassment of any kind and guideline are provided for proper action and also for protection of aggrieved employee. Okay. Sexual harassment of women at workplace prevention, prohibit and redressal act 2013. Non-statutory benefits are personal health care. Now, policing theory. According to the view, the factory and other industry or workplace provide ample opportunity for owner, manager of capital to exploit worker in unfair manner. Then, religion theory. Religion theory has two connotations, namely investment and atonement aspect. Investment aspect of religion theory implies that fruits of today deeds will be repeated tomorrow. Any action, good or bad, is therefore treated as investment. Inspired by belief, some employer plan and organize canteen, crèche. The atonement aspect of religion theory implies that the present liability of person are result of sins commitment by him or her previously. Then philanthropic theory. Philanthropic means affection of mankind. Philanthropic theory of labor welfare refers to provision of good working condition. Then penaltyistic theory. According to this theory, the trusteeship theory of labor welfare and industrialist or employer hold the total industrial estate, property and the profit accruing from them. Now, placeting theory. This theory is based on assumption that assessment pays when the workers are organized and are militant. Peace can be bought by welfare measure. Workers are like children who are intelligent but not fully so. As crying children are pacified by sweets, workers should be pleased by welfare work. Then public relation theory. According to this theory, welfare activities are provided to create a good impression on minds of workers and the public, particularly the later one. Then functional theory. This is also known as efficiency theory of labor welfare. The functional theory implies that welfare facilities are provided to make the worker more effective. If workers are fed properly, clothed accurately, treated kindly, and if the condition of their work are fine, then they will work efficiently. Then social theory. The social obligation of industrial establishment has been assuming great significance these days. The social theory implies that factory is morally bound to improve the conditions of society. Now, industrial accident. According to Factory Act 1948, it is occurrence in an industrial establishment causing bodily injury to a person who make him unfit to resume his duty in next 48 hours. Okay. Now, this is all about industrial relation. Let us discuss international human resource management. International human resource management is a study and the application of all human resource management activity as they impact the process of managing human resource and enterprise in global environment. It strives to meet organizational objective and achieve competition advantage over competitor at a national or international level. So, international human resource activities include major operative human resource functions as procurement, which involve human resource planning, induction. Second major activity is allocation. So, allocation, it involves plan for using human resource among various subsidiary or project. Now, effective utilization of human resources, third human resource activity. And then activity of international human resource activity cover all the major activity like HR planning, recruitment, selection, orientation, placement, training and development, remuneration, performance appraisal. So, the categorization of country is in the concept of IHRM is the country having headquarters and subsidiary are categorized as follows. Home country where headquarter is located, host country where subsidiary is located, third or other country, these are the source of finance and human resource. Now, type of employees in international human resource management. Here are three types: parent or home country nationals, host country nationals, third country nationals. Okay, home country or parent country nationals are the employees of organization. These are citizens of the country. And then host country nations are where the subsidiary is located and when any organization recruit national of country where subsidiary is located. Then third country is a citizen of other country. They are neither the citizen of country where the headquarters is located nor the citizen of the country where subsidiary is located. Now, another concept is EPRG framework. The degree, kind and nature of involvement that a company has in international businesses vary widely. This model aims to identify the orientation of organization. EPRG framework helps the company to decide the way in which strategic decisions are being made and how the company manages operation between headquarters and subsidiary. So, first one is ethnocentric orientation, home country orientation. Then polycentric or rigocentric. Ethnocentric. The companies adopt or working in this way believe that home country is superior in nature, and when they dwell for opportunity in the international market, they tend to seek similarity with that of home country. Okay. Then polycentric orientation. The company following the polycentric approach see each country unique, exclusive, and consider that the business are best run locally in international market. Example, McDonald's. Then Riocentric orientation. The company that follows the Riocentric approach of framework study similarity and difference in world and its various operative region and design the strategy accordingly. Like L'Oreal, Adidas. Okay. Then geocentric orientation. In this, companies are truly the global player as they display the act and strategy of thinking global, act global. They view the entire world as their potential market and take effective and efficient steps to satisfy the need and demand of customer. Example, Google, Microsoft. Then the last topic is green human resource management. The green human resource management is mostly used to refer the contribution of HRM policies and practice towards the broader corporate environmental agenda. It refers to using every employee to support sustainable practice and increase employee awareness and commitment on the issue of sustainability. Green human resource management is a new concept and is being popular all over the world. It has got different meaning in different people. There is no comprehensive definition of GHRM. It is basically it refers to making efforts to improve energy efficiency, reduce pollution produced by our home, business and general living habits. The benefit of green HRM is involve undertaking environment friendly HR initiative resulting in greater efficiency, lower cost, better employment engagement retention, which is turn help teleconferencing, virtual interview, recycling, telecommunication, online recruitment. These all are the example of green human resource management. This play important role in industry to promote the environment related issue. Organization must formulate HR policies and practices, train people to increase awareness about the environment, implement laws related to environmental protection. Now the benefit of green HRMs include helping company to bring down cost without losing their talent, help in achieving higher employee job satisfaction, commitment will lead to higher productivity and sustainability, improve in retention rate of employee, promote employee morale, improve competitiveness and increase overall performance. So this is all about the topics. Now let us discuss some previous year based MCQ questions. First one is Industrial Reconstruction Bank of India IRBI, which was reconstituted into a full-fledged all-purpose developmental financial institute with effect from March 27, 1997, was renamed as Small Industrial Development Bank of India, Industrial Investment Bank of India, Industrial Finance Corporation of India, Board of Industrial and Financial Reconciliation. So pause the video and try to answer this question. So the answer for this question is Industrial Investment Bank of India Limited. Option B. Now next question is, which of the following statement is not true in the case of human resource management? And options are, if performs developmental function. Next is, employee are motivated by salary. Next one is, it is proactive in nature. And next one is constitute of various system. So the answer for this question is option B. Employees are motivated by salary. Okay. Basically, the case of human resource management, employees are motivated by salary. Is not true in case of human resource management. And other options are true, like it performs developmental function, it is proactive in nature, it follows the policy before the activity has occurred. Then fourth one, that it constitute of various subsystems. This is also true about human resource management. And then next question is, dash to deal with employee indiscipline, provide the offender every opportunity to state his side of the case. Option 1, punitive approach, humanistic approach, HRD approach or judicial approach. If you face answering the question, then please reread the question many times, then you will be able to answer the question. Okay. So the answer for this question is judicial approach. Judicial approach deal with employee indiscipline, provide the offender every opportunity to state his side of case. Now, next question, which of the following is disadvantage of critical incident method as a tool of performance appraisal? And options are, first one, difficult to rate or rank employees relative to one another. Next one is time consuming. Third option is, can cause disagreement among employees and may be unfair if all employees are in fact intelligent. Fourth one is employee appraisal result depend on employer's choice of cutoff points. Try to answer the question. It is very easy. So the answer for this question is difficult to rate or rank employer related to one another. Okay. Now next question is, a company manages multiple strategy for its multiple market and multiple products through which one of the following: strategic planner, strategic windows, strategic business unit, strategic technology. Okay. So the answer for this question is strategic business unit. A strategic business unit is a company manages multiple strategy for its multiple market and multiple product through strategic business unit. So the next question is, which of the following is a type of interview where a series of job related questions are asked that focus on how the candidate would behave in a given situation? Behavioral interview, situational interview, structured interview, job related interview. So the answer for this question is situational interview. Now next question is, which of the following statement is correct? This question is related to balance scorecard. Yeah, balance scorecard always report using the same time period as a financial accounting system. Next is, one fundamental idea of balance scorecard is to increase the number of performance indicators used to manage business. Next is, organizations sometimes use a traffic light system on their balance scorecard to help them priority their activity. And the next is, the fundamental idea of balance scorecard is to create cooperation strategy. So the answer for this question is, organizations sometimes use a traffic light system on their balance scorecard to help them prioritize their activities. So this is all about today. We have discussed all the topics of Unit 3 and then we have discussed MCQ questions. I hope you have liked it. Thank you and have a nice day. Keep watching, keep learning.